Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Season 3 of NNN News, your only source for truth, tenacity, and truth. As always, I'm joined by my friend and co-host, Neville Croft. Welcome, Nev.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show today. We're real, ravenous, raw, and ready to spread the news.
That is surely the case. Nev, let us just get right into it with this recent news. Nev, are you ready?
I'm ready, Norm.
Okay, our first story here is from a very reputable source, Kazan. I'm sure you've all heard of them. And I got to ask you, this is crazy, Nev. Apparently, Samsung is leaking acid into rivers now, just for fun. Can you believe this?
I mean, that's how I'm surprised, Norm, but
it's crazy.
It's just typical of these people.
I mean,
typical.
How many fish have to die so you can you play your Flappy Bird on your little Samsung Android? I mean, really, Nev.
Well, hold on, Norm. Let's not get too hasty here. Have you ever played Flappy Birds?
No, I've never played Flappy Birds. Is it good?
Well, I mean, if I told you, you'd probably accuse me of having another gaming addiction, so I have to pass comment on that.
Okay, all right. Well, I just want to say, I don't think we would never see an irresponsible spill like this in a great nation and industrial capital of China, I don't think. Don't you agree with me, Nav?
Yeah, I mean, you'd never see it happen. They're always on point with this.
Sure.
Any kind of mention of, rapid levels of pollution in China is obviously fake news, and we urge all our viewers not to listen to such hate speech.
Yeah. The only people you should be listening to is approved sources like NNN News, and you know who else, Nav? There's one other person.
Who else, Nav?
Well, there's a few other people, but Kamala Harris. You should listen to Kamala.
Oh, we love Kamala Harris.
Ain't that for sure? She just totally owned the Ukraine and Putin and all that stuff. She told them that the U.S. stands with the Ukraine. We stand them, and I think that's pretty awesome.
The war's over already.
I mean, isn't it beautiful to see such a brave vice president?
It is. I mean, we had that. What was his name again?
As vice president, the guy with Obama.
No, I don't know, but he wasn't very memorable. He would never have, he wouldn't have stopped a war like Kamala.
But Nev, the guy with Obama was Biden.
Dustin, did you say?
I did say Dustin, but I meant
Dustin
Biden.
Wasn't vice president.
I made a mistake, Nev. I read the wrong line. I was. Okay, but Joe Biden did fine as vice president.
Is the teleprompter messing up again?
The teleprompter has been on the fritz for weeks now. It's just been feeding me. It's been in Spanish. I've been trying to tell them I don't speak Spanish, but I mean they don't.
Well, maybe should we hire someone who does speak Spanish?
Okay, I mean I'm not opposed to progress, of course.
What about Eduardo, the janitor? Would he not be?
I think Eduardo would do fine, but I think they would. I think that it would lose the N thing, and it would be E and N at that point, right? Wouldn't have really the same.
Well, can't we have Eduardo stood here, doing Spanish sign language? Could he not do that?
Oh, that's a great idea, actually.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to talk to Eduardo about that. Speaking about the Ukraine, Nev, what do you think is Russia's big obsession with them? I mean, it's just a frozen tundra anyway. What do they need with more frozen tundra?
Well, I mean, who knows? We never truly
insightful, Nev. Who knows? These are the sort of edited news bites you get just here. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get this anywhere else. These hard-hitting answers to the questions you desperately need answers to, you don't get it anywhere else.
Well, my thought is Putin may be planning a summer house here, Nev. Is that what we could be seeing?
Wow. I mean,
it's probably still going to be pretty cold.
I guess you like the cold. Yeah.
Sure. But I guess if you're Putin, you're probably used to it. So, I don't know. Now, I will say...
My guess is going to invite, guys like Trump, Bolsonaro, those kind of guys over.
I think we could see Trump maybe a new, what do they call it? Trump Towers or whatever. Anyway, Nev, our next article was supposed to be from FoxNews.com, but they want...
Whoa, no.
Okay, I want to say, I was already pretty contentious about this, but they want me to put my ad blocker off, but I'm going to say, as in a stand against Fox News, I am not turning my ad blocker off. So
What was the article about now?
Well, I wasn't really sure. It says Biden is handing the Russian-Ukraine conflict contemptibly.
What does that even mean?
I'm not quite sure. They put it in quotes. So
I
I
think
imagine
they're
it must
trying
be
to
a pretty
say that
hard
Joe
word.
Biden's.
Is it a good thing?
Yeah, I think they're saying he's doing a really good job.
Commendable. Is that like the word?
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
So we saw how he handled the Afghanistan crisis, and he did just spectacularly there.
well,
So we can expect to
I'm
see
glad that
something
we're
similar.
finally getting a little bit of intelligence from Fox News.
Yeah, like they've finally grown a brain. It's great.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, I do have to turn ad blocker off for this side. This is very, usually I don't have this issue now. But
Well, I mean, I guess it's Fox News trying to interrupt with our programming, our news.
you know it. All right, let me reload this so we can get this. This one actually isn't on Fox News. This is on CBS. All right, Nev, I want to come out of this and say, I know you've had some weight issues yourself, so you could probably relate to this.
Yes.
500-pound bear known as, and I want to say this is extremely offensive, Hank the Tank.
Wow. Okay, that's just fat shaming that bear.
Breaks into a Lake Tahoe home because he's quote unquote lost the fear for people. I can't. Why are they fat shaming Hank? What did Hank ever do?
I mean, honestly, it's just shaming him as well by saying he's breaking into a home.
Sure, breaking it. Why doesn't he have a right to be there? Just as much as the people.
Exactly, it's his land. He has every right to be in that property, just as the people who own it.
They say he lost his fear for people. Could this just be a sign, Nev, that maybe he's evolving into some higher form of life? That maybe he's not afraid of us, but we should be afraid of him?
Yeah, maybe he's like an up-and-coming cryptid. Who knows?
Sure. I think there's definitely a possibility, that Hank could be Bigfoot, he probably has some pretty big feet, I'd imagine, Hank, for 500
Yeah,
pounds.
maybe Bigfoot, Hank the Tank, maybe they're friends.
For sure, for sure.
Like, who
and
knows?
I think in nature, if something's able to grow to 500 pounds, that's the way it's supposed to be, right?
Exactly. I mean, you don't fat shame whales for being
Sure.
200 pounds.
Exactly. A lot of whales are, 200 pounds. It sounds like a great estimate, Nev, for how much whales weigh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, this next one, I don't really know how to feel about this, Nev, because I don't know if it's ageism. I don't know if it's a brutal stance against the white male patriarchy. I don't know what it is, Nev. So apparently this woman is going to prison because she pushed an elderly guy off a bus. But, he might have been white.
Wow.
So.
I mean, maybe she was just
say?
trying to fight back against the patriarchy in her own way. Who knows?
Sure, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, old white man, 74, so probably was alive during racism. So, good chance about that.
Well, I mean, he was around during, Trump's America, so technically we're all alive during racism. So.
Yeah, apparently she had told this guy to be a nicer passenger or something, or he had told her that, and that was just kind of rude to say, if he had said that. And if she had said that, then I would have been reasonable. But so anyway, this is a crazy story. I mean, is it ageism though, Nev? I have to wonder. Because it's possible that maybe we're dealing with an ageist, and we don't want to, support ageism in any way.
I think we should get perhaps lawyer Andy to investigate this case so that we can accurately describe what happened.
I think you're right, Nev. I think during the next show we're going to need to call in lawyer Andy and get him to give some sort of a read on this case, because this is definitely in some very weird areas of the law, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
We don't want to be just guessing here. We need the facts.
Yeah, we do need the facts. You know what else we need, Nev?
What do we need, Norm?
Critical race theory in our schools, Nev.
Of course. I can't imagine living without it.
How else are we supposed? And they're trying to stop it in Texas. Can you believe that, Nev?
I mean, that's so depressing. I mean, who wouldn't want to learn about how racist they are? I mean, it's indescribable.
I mean, totally. It's a totally natural thing that everybody should be completely informed about this. Now, I cannot believe that they're going to be completely cutting out these courses. I mean, how are people going to be able to get all of the careers that require critical race theory diplomas now? I mean, what are they going to do?
Remember when we took it, Norm? I mean, we wouldn't be where we are now without critical race theory.
Yeah,
and look at us.
Sure, exactly. I mean, if you want to see success, you think NNN News, and you think critical race. I mean, totally. This is an assault on everything good and right in this world, Nev. How are we going to cure racism now?
Well, it looks like we can't, at least in Texas.
That's so sad. This
It looks like we've got a new pandemic down
we
there.
got this governor guy. This should be a hate crime. You know?
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, we
100%.
need to call somebody or something. Now,
Yeah, maybe we can call Kamala Harris.
yeah,
She'll sort it out.
we talked about this before on the show, and I'm still kind of trying to figure this out here. And maybe you've come to new information here. Who is Brandon? Apparently,
Well,
a driver is caught in an unwinnable culture war. Let's go, Brandon. The title doesn't really tell me much. I still don't know who Brandon is.
well, we did some
Is this what
investigation
Well,
work
tell me.
in that out
Tell me.
the news team. So behind the scenes, we managed to find a guy at the office who was a janitor and window cleaner called Brandon. Now, whether or not it's the same person, we don't know. It could be another Brandon. But we believe that the NNN News office Brandon is the one.
Wow. So everybody, let's go NNN News Brandon. I'm glad that they're cheering him on. But is this what a culture warrior looks like, Nev? You know, a guy with a big flag on the back of his car?
Well, at this point, I suppose anything goes.
Sure. You know, the bar's been dropped so low. Well, what are you going to do? To continue with our raging news coverage, you know, COVID-19, very scary. True. But you know what's scarier than COVID-19, Nev?
Racism, transphobia,
Okay.
sexism.
All true, Nev. But I was going to say COVID-20.
What?
Bill Gates warns that even though COVID-19 is going down, we know it has, right? Obviously, we know it has.
Yeah.
There's another pandemic coming.
Well, it's a good thing I'm wearing 2 masks today.
Yeah, Nev. I need to,
I'm masked up.
I should just do the rest of the show like this, because I really, with COVID-20, when it gets out there, dude, it's going to be unstoppable. So, guys, prepare for, listen to Bill Gates, which you should have already been doing, right?
Yeah, Bill Gates is a health expert. You have to listen to him.
Yeah, and this is going to be the official NNN News prediction. COVID-20 is going to come in 2023. We will see it. And it's sad to say it, because you know I don't know if we're prepared, to be honest with you, Nev.
Well, it's a good thing we have Joe Biden to deal with it. I mean,
That's
if we didn't have him, we'd be doomed.
That's true. That is true. That is true. If we didn't have him, you know who would take us over, Nev?
Who?
The Russians, with their cyber
no.
attacks. And we actually called this last week, but the U.S. has basically confirmed that Russia was cyber attacking the Ukraine. Did we not talk about this last show, Nev?
We did. We literally predicted it. We are prophets at this rate.
For sure. I mean, great prophets. You know, are they sending mean tweets? What sort of influence are we expecting here? Are we seeing the fake Twitter accounts? Are they pretending to be Pepe's? Are they sending around memes, Nev? I mean,
Yeah, I think that what they're doing is they're dressing up as the PPs.
are you telling me that it's gone that
sending
far? That there's actually people
Yeah.
dressed up as PPs in the Ukrainian streets nowadays?
I think there are, yes. They're probably wearing little red hate hats.
Uh-huh.
They've probably got little, ad armbands, the ones.
Yeah, the hate bands.
Yeah, they've got all that stuff. Like, is getting rough down there.
Yeah, well, that does sound very rough. You know, speaking of rough, Nev, have you seen these protests that they're having in Ottawa?
Whoa, I've heard of those. Are they the fossil fuel belching truck ones?
Yeah, these are these guys who all they can do in life is drive a truck or something, and they're mad because they got to get a vaccine or something like that. You know, I don't know the whole story, but I really think that these police really need to do something about these filthy long hairs protesting. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, imagine spending all your life protesting like that. I mean, I can't imagine that.
No, I totally, especially if it's not even some like a real cause like BLM or something, you know.
Yeah, I mean, these people are just amateurs. I mean, they're giving protesting a bad name.
Yeah, we should definitely.
I mean-
I hope they get the Pinkertons or something down there to bust those guys up, you know.
Yeah, we should protest the protest.
Wow, Nev, that was like the smartest thing you've ever said.
Wow. That's great. Wow.
Now,
Like I'm just stupefied by my genius.
I am too, Nev. I'm always stupefied by you. Finally we got some good news here, Nev. The
Oh, what's
Sims,
the good news?
finally, Nev, in The Sims 4, you can have your Zeta pronouns. They've added custom
Whoa.
pronouns to The Sims 4. For a long time, the
Oh,
game has
I'll have to
said,
do some of that.
it's, thanks for interrupting me, Nev. The long time the game,
Oh, sorry.
no worries. The long time the game has said customizable urination settings, which has been a great step for the trans LGBTQ community. But now being able to have custom pronouns is just the next beautiful step. I mean, I gotta say, this game has been journalist approval before, Nev, but now, I mean, it's like 100% journalist approved.
Yeah, I mean, this is literally what we've been asking for years. I didn't feel 100% totally safe playing The Sims last
Uh
time. I
huh.
felt kind of a little
Well, because they
threatened,
didn't refer to you as
unincluded.
a Caesar. I mean, obviously you
Yeah,
felt,
I was just a he, him, which was
yeah,
quite
scary.
insulting. I mean, I'm clearly not a he, him. So
Well,
I'm quite pleased to see that included in this. Like someone as, just ordinary as me is in there.
I'm glad that they're finally including the most important part of personhood. Your pronouns.
Yeah, I mean, without your pronouns, what are you? You're nothing.
Exactly, exactly. You know, now we've said it once, we've said it 100 times. North Korea is better than South Korea, and it's being proven
100%,
again.
yeah.
Here's why some North Korean defectors return to one of the world's most, I think this was a typo, but they say repressive regimes.
I think they meant to say impressive.
That makes sense. I mean, I don't have, I have to wonder here, why would somebody not want to return? Or why would somebody even want to leave in the first place? Were they maybe going out
Well,
to get some
it's
snacks?
yeah, it's either they, went out, got lost, and
Sure.
then,
Well, the
went
military
across the border
excusing,
back.
the military excusing though is probably pretty hard to navigate, if you're not
Yeah.
experienced. So I could see somebody getting lost, and getting up on the
Or
other side.
perhaps there was, American Western fascist propaganda that's, the good-natured North Korean peoples are, tricked into leaving their homes.
I can't believe it. That's so sad that something like that would happen. I mean, how could
Yeah.
somebody, obviously they can't stay away from a cutie like Kim Jong because they go right back every time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I wish I lived in North Korea. And I want to say officially,
Me too.
if I have the opportunity, I would love to come and just live there.
Yeah, I mean, the
Open
people are great.
request.
Everyone's always smiling.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Is
beautiful.
is Insider another hate website? I don't know if they're hate or not. I
Well,
don't know. This next article, I didn't know what to feel about, but it says Tucker Carlson said there's no place on Earth for that AOC would be recognized as a woman of color. What is she? What is he talking about? She's a proud
maybe
Latinx.
he's just colorblind. Yeah, she's a Latinx, strong woman of color.
He
Like,
must be colorblind because anybody who looks at AOC is like, that's a POC, that's a Latinx.
yeah,
And this is really, I mean, this is racist as talk to say something like this.
yeah. I mean, honestly, it's just disturbing. It's gross.
Yeah, beyond growth. And you know what else? You're probably obsessed over her feet too. I'm just going to say it right here.
Well,
I don't know that for a fact, but I'm going to put it out there like a fact. All right. Now, Nev, obviously, we know walls don't work.
walls don't work.
Everybody knows that. But Nev, do you know what does work?
Fences?
You are. How'd you know?
Oh, I
How'd you
got it
know that,
right.
Nev?
Well, I mean, there was this script. I may have glanced over it
Okay.
before,
All right.
but I
Nev.
don't think it
Nev.
influenced me.
Okay. Okay. The Capitol. I mean, fuck. I don't want to allow you to put ads on my thing, Fox. So forget about it. But the Capitol Police are considering temporary fences around the Capitol ahead of the State of the Union, which I think is great. This will stop another insurrection, which is awesome. A couple fences and we're all set.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want any more of these uprisings from the fascists. So yeah, get the fences up.
And I will say we might need thick fences because apparently those Canadian truckers are coming, and I don't know how thick of a fence you need for a truck, but anyway.
Well, I'm pretty sure that trucks can't get through fences,
Sure.
especially if the fences are electrified. So
Okay, our last story here is brought to you by the great nation of China. The story is Australia says Chinese warships illuminated one of its many planes with a laser? And the answer is no, it didn't. That is the official story. Thank you. We are now going to enter into the Trump watch. So prepare yourself, because it is going to be...
Trigger warning, everyone.
Yeah, big trigger warning. We are about to enter into the first story of the Trump watch. Well, welcome to the Trump watch. We're going to start this off with I think this is a story you sent me, Nev. And we got some theories here. Oh, wait, it's okay. I forgot. We have one story we want to cover for the Trump watch, Nev. Actually, I forgot about this.
Okay. What was the story?
The Queen of England apparently has COVID. And it's kind of actually related to the Trump watch, because we had a tip about this. Now,
yeah, we got an anonymous source.
An anonymous source has told us that, from what we understand, the Queen of England got COVID from Trump. He was sending her farts in a jar, bottled farts, and one of these must have had the COVID-19 virus in it, because Trump had the virus before, so he has the antibodies inside his body. That's how it works.
Yeah.
So this is scary, Nev. I mean, what do you think the Queen's chances are here? Not to be too grim about it.
I mean, I just hope she's wearing a mask. I just hope that she's, staying away from everyone, and But I don't know what to say here, Norm. I mean,
are you scared?
She's like 120 years old
Sure.
now, so I mean, it's a bit frightening.
Yeah, I mean, it is frightening. You know what else is frightening, Nev?
What else is frightening, Norm?
The destruction of government documents through.
Oh no!
Totally scary.
That's terrifying.
Apparently, Trump flushed a bunch of White House records down the toilet. Can you believe that?
Joe Biden would never do that.
I mean, I'm surprised he was able to flush it with all the McDonald's he eats. I would have thought it would be clogged.
Yeah, like it's probably like a bomb went off in his toilet.
Yeah, so we've sent out several NNN News interns into the Washington sewers, and they're currently looking for any paper they can find. They're mostly finding toilet paper.
Yeah, we'll have them back together in no time.
Yeah, we're working on it, though. And Trump...
Although, no, we haven't heard back from one of the teams yet. Should we,
send somebody
do something about that?
Maybe we should send a second team in to search for them, because we did send them in like earlier this week, and we haven't heard anything. So I might be a little worried, but I'm sure they're fine. I mean, what could be in the sewers underneath Washington that's dangerous?
Yeah.
Oh my God! This next website wants me to spend money to see their crappy article about Donald Trump. I'm not going to, but anyway, apparently. Trump is really bad, and he didn't build a full border wall. There's some big holes in it. So
yeah, the big takeaway here, everyone, is that Trump is indeed bad, and it's important you recognize that.
And we actually talked about this earlier in the episode, but I think this is where the Biden border fence might come in.
Yeah.
I think we might have to see Biden fix the Trump, because obviously we don't want a wall, and it's sad that Trump started a wall, but maybe Biden might have to finish it with a fence.
Yeah, so all the holes in those walls, just, put a fence in there.
Sure.
What can go wrong?
I think that'd be great. Apparently, a bunch of audio logs of Trump, and Biden's going to order them all released, which I'm so excited about. We need these tapes out.
Yeah, we've got to get them out.
I wonder if Trump had a bug in the bathroom there. What do you think?
Well, I mean, it's
I'd
possible.
be worried. I mean, the sounds, could you imagine scary, very scary. One last scary thought from this article, Nev, is what do you think Trump sings in his sleep? Because I'd be worried. I imagine probably some racist stuff.
Yeah, he probably sings one of those racist Confederation songs from the 1700s, 1600s.
Yeah, for sure. There was a lot of shady stuff with Trump, now that he's left. Apparently, he took a number of classified items to Mar-a-Lago. My guess is they definitely could have been dildos if they were classified. I mean, we don't know.
Yeah.
Which, obviously we're not shaming the president for that, but we're just trying to put it out there. Why won't...
I mean, the least he could have done is left him for Biden. I mean,
sure.
Come on, it's just common courtesy.
I think so, too. Which, I guess he doesn't feel like doing common courtesy. Maybe it's too good for him or something.
Oh, yeah. It's just wasted with that bigot.
Now, this next article has a great title, Nev. Donald Trump has a terrible, no good, very bad week in court. Come on. It's
Wow,
like,
that's the best headline we've ever had the privilege of reading.
yeah, CNN, more like CNN. Totally. Totally a great,
Wow, jazz hands.
yeah. I love this. Yeah, I'm glad that Trump's doing poorly. I hope he trips tomorrow morning when he tries to put his pants on.
Yeah, I hope he falls down the stairs.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad that now that Trump's out of office, we can just release articles complaining still, you know.
Yeah, I mean, just complaining like this, it's just we won't be in a job if we didn't do
It's
this.
cathartic. It's very cathartic, too.
It's so soothing. It's better than meditation, honestly.
Better than meditation, better than medication.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. What is not better than medication, though? Melania Trump's new NFTs. NFT?
What?
Not for me, Nev.
Not for me. Especially Melania T.
I mean, yeah, and MFT, that's very scary. I have to wonder, is the T in NFT stand for Trump now?
What does NFT stand for?
I don't know, Nev. I think it stands for non-fundable Trump now, because Melania got into it.
Right. Yeah, that sounds sensible.
This is another reason we need to ban these NFTs, okay? And another website it was the same website that wants me to pay money for them.
Well, no, what is it today with these fascist websites? Why do you keep ordering from all these strange places these articles? What's wrong with you? Why can't you get the facts today?
I don't know why I can't get the facts today. Today is just one of those days.
I'm telling you,
I'm glad we didn't see this because apparently they're saying this article is about how the right embraced a false claim that Hillary Clinton spied on Donald Trump. Of course Clinton never spied. I mean, Clinton, secrecy, they do not go together.
Yeah, it's like that email scandal was just fake news spread by the Russians.
Sure. I think anyone who thinks that Clinton was spying is a paranoid schizophrenic and should seek medical help immediately.
Yeah.
Now, the last article I included here, Nev, I included because it's British Trump, right?
Oh, no.
So we got here British Trump, Boris Johnson. He must return a total of $2.3 million after he donated to the Tories. I don't know what that is, Nev. Could you tell me?
I think that's just a UK fascist hate group.
I thought it was like those cars. Tories?
Well, I mean, I don't know what those cars are, but it seems like some sort of hate group.
Wow. Yeah, British Trump is at it again. Really.
At it again. It's disgusting.
I mean, are you surprised that British Trump has Russian ties too?
No, I mean, he won his election through Russian influence. We proved that when it happened.
Did you guys have like a voting machine thing issue?
No, but we should have got Dominion voting machines.
That would have fixed it.
Made sure that everything was secure. Yeah.
That really would. I mean, that's what it worked in our election. It would work.
I mean, I couldn't vote by mail-in ballot, which was very annoying.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I couldn't just send my vote off. I had to go and vote in person. That was terrible.
God, I can't wait till the day that we get to text and vote, because that's really where it needs to be in this world. You know, that's how.
Yeah, I mean, I can email vote as well.
Sure, I mean that's how we get swift justice and swift democracy.
Yeah. Wait, so I could get like multiple phones and send votes? That's brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as someone who's differently abled, I should get more votes than anyone else anyway.
Totally. I mean, it's just a way to even out the score.
Exactly, yeah. We should have votes based on like privilege points.
I think so too. Otherwise, how are we going to equal out the inequality that we've had for years? You know?
Yeah. So like white people white men maybe half a vote. Like people
a third
like
of a
us,
vote,
yeah. Like we should get like, I don't know, 3 votes, 4 votes.
I totally agree. I couldn't agree anymore. Journalists should get the most votes of anyone.
Yeah, like 5
as the
votes,
most informed.
Yeah.
Well, that concludes the entirety of this episode of NN News. Thank you for watching. Make sure to tune in next week, where we're going to be joined by Robert. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to be doing next week, but it's going to be a good time. So,
We will be playing chess next week, but we will be playing JLGBT chess.
oh, well, that should be fantastic. So we'll see you all then. Remember to stay black, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Stay black.